I barely need to introduce this man. You know him. Well, you have hot tubbed with him, I'm sure. He has written books. He has been on television. I have written his theme song 7 or 8 times over. But tonight, he does not need that theme song. He has transcended me, ladies and gentlemen. I know. Nonetheless, will you please welcome my very good friend, John Hodgman.
Good afternoon. My name is John Hodgman, and I am your villain. I'm not a villain. No, I'm not. We could play this game forever, because I know you people. You get a catchphrase, you gnaw that shit to death. But we have hot tub office powers. Office powers. We had hot tub office hours, that was fantastic. We had that great dance party. We had a great time. I did a lot for you to show that I was not a villain. Makes me wonder why the fuck I have to do this now. Haven't I done enough for you weirdos yet? I guess not. Well, I do need you to do something for me. For sometime later in the performance, I will need to wear a woman's dress. So if you are a person who has a spare gown that you think might fit me, 36 waist, 44 regular, inseam 29. May I ask you please to go to your stateroom and get it? Do I have a volunteer? Seriously, yes? Okay. I'm pointing at the first person who, you were yelling at me before, right? Yeah. Please go and get the dress. Yes, you. Don't worry, we'll wait until you get back. We won't get started. All right, let's get started. It is nice to be here, even though I was not supposed to be here. And indeed, that's true. And you were not supposed to be here. None of you were supposed to be here, because the world was supposed to end. You may recall that I made a bold prediction that the world would end on December 21st, 2012. I got all ready for it. I settled all my affairs, gave away all my possessions, burned all my money. I only had coins left, they wouldn't burn. Right? Did all the things that I had always wanted to do, but couldn't on my bucket list. I went to the Cheesecake Factory. I had the shrimp bistro pasta, which you may have seen in the news earlier, was rated by the National Institute of Science Nationalism or whatever, as the most caloric entree available in a commercial establishment, 3,120 calories. Unless you order double shrimp, which I did. Well, first of all, it was only 35 cents, which is great because I only have coins. Also, I thought everyone was going to die in flame and fire and drown in blood. So that was something I regretted. Then I did some other things that I'd always been meaning to do. I went down to Mexico and fulfilled my lifelong dream of sabotaging a cruise ship. And then on December 21st itself, that morning, I sent my last romantic email to Monty Teo, informing him that we would all soon be dead. You thought I didn't know anything about sports, right? Well, I know about sports when a sportsman's being tricked. That's delicious. That's like the off-the-menu curry of sports clothing. And then I went into my survival brownstone in Park Slope and waited for it all to come down, and it didn't. The blood wave didn't happen. The Omega Pulse didn't happen. The dog storm didn't happen. It was very, very embarrassing. And I confess I've been in something of a funk ever since because I didn't know what to do with my life. Luckily, I survived, but what was I going to do now? I had no mission. All my books were done. All my jobs were over. I had no possessions. And I had only one pair of underwear. And so I spent a lot of time just sort of staring at my computer, trying to get the Fleet Foxes to mash up with something I downloaded called Super Beats, so that I could destroy you all at the dance party. But now even that is over, and I have nothing left to live for. It's true. Don't feel bad. He's still more famous than you are. I am a villain, you see? And the cruise is coming to an end. No, sir, maybe I'm going to save you. Because we have a chance. We have a chance, a slim one, but a real one, to A, stay together for a few more days, and B, enjoy the apocalyptic terror scenario that I've been predicting for a year. Now, I gather from my earlier reference to the Carnival Triumph that you are familiar with what went down with the Carnival Triumph cruise ship. Obviously, some of you broke your vow of internet temperance because I don't think they were talking about it much on this ship. I don't think they didn't write that up in Cruise Compass. Nor did I see it on the morning show with Drew Devine. He was not talking about the Carnival Triumph. What if he did? What if he went crazy? And just started talking about shipwrecks. Like, what if he was just smashing butter sculptures of the Andrea Doria on a huge screen, going, "It could happen again, they haven't fixed anything!" Well, you know, it could happen again. I mean, for those of you who don't know what happened with the Carnival Triumph, there was a fire in the engine room, and they lost power, and they went adrift in the Gulf of Mexico, and things went to road warrior conditions very quickly. Right? I mean, people were sleeping on the decks, the toilets all stopped up, they started peeing and pooping into biohazard bags, because apparently they didn't notice the ocean. And they lived like this for several days. And it got worse and worse, and only, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, they were finally towed in by tugboats to Mobile, Alabama, as if things couldn't get any worse. But I'm here to reassure you that if something goes wrong on this boat, mysteriously, sometime after I leave the stage, if something were to happen, there will be order. And I've drafted some emergency protocols that I'm going to walk over to the bridge in a little while, so we can start putting some of these things in effect now. So let's see. Okay, first of all, if we lose power and are adrift in the middle of the Caribbean, all karaoke will be rationed. You will only be allowed to do karaoke 7 times a day. I am going to immediately authorize Randall Munroe's directive that we at least embrace the idea of cannibalism. It's a harsh measure, but a necessary one. And we're going to drain the hot tubs, the site of the nerd stew, and we're going to fill it with actual stew. And I'm not going to tell you what's in the stew. We'll just call it off the menu curry. We'll just call it. Third, from here on out, the crypt shall be used as a crypt. It's going to be pretty much the same. Right. You know why they call it the crypt, right? Because it's always so fucking dead in there. Yeah. I know. I'm so mad at the crypt for not letting us in to do their dance party there that I made that terrible, terrible joke. Ugh. Fourth, all entertainment on the boat shall cease until the replicants reveal themselves. I know you're out there. I have been watching very carefully. It's just a question of who. In fact, why don't we just get this out of the way now? Replicants, reveal yourself. You, sir? Right? Okay, all of you go. Seriously, I'm not doing this until you're out of your seats. That's what you get for audience participation when I'm on stage. Thought I was going to get you up here to sing a little song, say a little catchphrase. No. Get out! Get out! At least 2 of you have to get out. I don't care where you go, but I don't want to look at you for the rest of this thing. Are they gone? You'll thank me. Now, you may ask, what if the captain becomes incapacitated, right? What if he has a mental breakdown? If you listen to his 45-minute monologue yesterday on the history of Hispaniola, we might be in a dangerous situation here. We might be in a mutiny on the bounty situation. Or what if he just injures himself or is accidentally roofied by me? In this case, I shall take charge of the boat. Me. My power will be absolute. My enforcers will be the snorks. Oh, you may hiss all you want. There are more of them than you. And some of them are under 65. And all of them hate you. And because I am one of the very few people in this room who have been on broadcast television, they will do whatever I tell them. And Jonathan, sorry, he's good for a nerd cruise, but for a dictatorship, he's not the guy. He will be treated well, he will be deposed, and confined to the royal suite with his royal family. Wil Wheaton will be put in the brig. It's nothing against Wil. I like him, but he's a threat to my power. Because the snorks are going to recognize someone on television, and it may be that they will rally to his banner because more people have seen Big Bang Theory than my 3 episodes of Bored to Death. So I have to get rid of him. And in order to neutralize his standing with the snorks so that he doesn't raise an army against me, it's very simple. I'm just going to broadcast all of the secret recordings I have made of Wil trashing the snorks. You know what you said, Wil.
Like, this woman is probably descended from Ogre, from Nerds. Like, that guy Brad, and she's like, honey, they're with the nerds. I'm like, you know, it's really offensive and rude to group a bunch of people together because they live a certain way or like a certain thing, and I really don't appreciate you judging me like that, you fucking snork.
Thank you very much. I'm playing that on the giant screen tonight. I will not have anyone usurping my power. Thank you very much. The monarch of the sea may retain his figurehead position as long as he stays in line. And that just leaves me with you people, you sea monkeys. How am I going to deal with you? Well,
Turn the internet back on.
anyone who disobeys my orders, or indeed tells me what to do, will be immediately exiled to the H2O zone and lashed to a mind-bending figure designed to terrify children. Now, with regard to your spirit animals, you will be allowed to maintain your primitive religion. That will give you some solace to take your mind off the miserable conditions you're going to be going through. Now, of course, all animals are equal, as we have read. But dictatorships are maintained by dividing people into arbitrary status classes. And therefore, the new caste system for animal holders is as follows. Top, best animals, full privileges, zebra. Better than yak, better than xerus, better than wolverine, better than vulture, better than ursus, better than turtle, better than swan, better than raccoon, better than panda, is better than penguin, is better than ostrich, is better than North American bison, is better than moose, is better than lamb, is better than fox, is better than elephant, is better than dog, is better than cow, is better than bunny, and asses are the new untouchables. So have fun hating each other. There is a mystery class called the Society of the Hippo and Iguana, in which all the best privileges are awarded to you, and that is just, that doesn't actually exist because those animals are mythical. And I just use that to keep you in a state of constant, anxious desire. Anyone who actually goes to hippo or iguana is getting too powerful and has to be thrown into the sea. So I know how this sounds. Sounds a little villainous. But listen, villainy is the reason that you guys are going to be able to survive. Because this is going to be a bad situation. Resources are scarce. Even now, at full power, the Windjammer is basically an uncontrollable mob, right? I mean, it's like one thin sneeze guard of civilization just needs to crack a little bit, and that's going to turn into a WTO protest. John Roberts is going to put on his FBI suit and lay down some justice. So the reality is that when the shit goes down, or rather gets put into a biohazard bag, you're going to need me. You're going to need some old media, top-down dictatorship. Law and Order, right? It's not a web series. That's a broadcast television series. You're not going to be able to stop a gang of norovirus-infected Purell jackers who stole machetes from the American Carvery Station with your fez and your utilikilt and a kick-started documentary about the lost Tim Burton Superman. No. You're going to need the iron fist of me, your emperor. Remember me? The one who got rid of the replicants? That's me. And you're going to need my justice, my judgment, my juryment, and my executionment. So, I am now going to call to order a special at-sea court of Judge John Hodgman.